Hello and welcome. Firstly, I'd like to apologise that it's been a while since I've posted anything, but I hope you find this a little interesting. A while ago I said that I was going to give you an update on what I was going to do with the Alphard. Well, here it is. One night I was sitting there looking on the internet and I found something really interesting. I've been looking through for many days at cupboard units and what to build and stuff like that. And I found that a company called Monster Group UK Limited were actually producing an MDF kit of a wardrobe and cupboard unit to fit in a camper van or day van. And well, although it didn't 100% fit what I had planned, I decided to purchase it and use parts of it to produce the unit that I have got. So what does the unit come with? Well, I've printed out a bit of paper, so I hope you don't mind me reading it from this. It comes with a cupboard unit. The cupboard unit is 1145mm wide by 680mm in height and 435mm in depth. It has two doors and wine unit at one end. It comes with a wardrobe unit. The wardrobe unit is 835 in width. It's 1240 in height and it's 425 in depth. Now this unit is incredibly made. What can I say about it? The first pro is the fact that it is all machine cut. So every single part of it is perfect. It goes together well. The doors fit perfect. The next pro about it is the price. Even at the most expensive that I've seen it, which is £279, it is incredible value. It is available from the likes of Go Outdoors, Tesco's. I've even seen it on Amazon now. So go and have a look at it, see what you think. It might be useful for you. It's 18mm MDF. So the one thing you'll have to make sure you do is you have to use a microporous primer on it before you paint it, because otherwise the paint will peel. Of course, they have suggestions in here that you could wrap it as well, which would be a good idea. The negatives I have. The major negative I would suggest was probably with the doors, because the doors use a butt hinge. Now this is where my work comes in, because I work with wood and various types of materials. The butt hinges on the grain section of MDF, or the end section, when you drill into that, it can have a tendency to blow out. Even when you pilot hole and screw into it, that still has, over a number of time of moving that door, that will have a tendency to blow out, and the hinge will come loose and it'll fall off and it'll look terrible. Two suggestions. Suggestion number one is, if you mark where the hinge points, the screw holes are for the hinge, and you drill into the MDF with a 6mm drill bit and put a 6mm dowel, wooden dowel in, glue that into place, and then screw your hinges into the wooden dowel, you'll find that'll be a bit more secure and will last longer. Or you can go down the route that I've done, and I've used cabinet hidden hinges on mine, which actually screw onto the face of the MDF, and it's a stronger fitting. I've mentioned the fact that of course, being an MDF, you will need to primer it. We rollered the paint on here, and it has given it an incredible finish. I will show you that later. And also, one of the negatives is the fact that the trim on it, which is black, part of it is a T-trim, which is pressed in with the little groove, and part of it came as an iron-on trim, which had already been ironed on. The problem comes here is when you want to paint it, even with masking up perfectly, you will find that it will bleed through. So I took the option, I removed it all, and I T-routed all mine and bought new trim from a trim supply company, and mine is all coated with the T-trim. So what have I used? Well, in mine, I've only used the cupboard unit. Because I didn't want to come into this part here and move the whole unit and not have one of the side doors to be able to use, I decided I wouldn't use the wardrobe unit. So I adapted it in that respect, but I also ended up using parts of the wardrobe units to produce other bits for the camper, like the shelves within my the cupboard units, and also to make a table, which I bought a unit for to put out to be able to use that way. Before I go to a montage of the actual building of the unit, I will just get the camera, I'll turn it round, and I'll give you a little talk about the unit itself. So as you can see, this is the table. Now this table was actually made from the top of the wardrobe, so you can see how massive that wardrobe would have been, and there's the cupboard unit as well. I've put a couple of little things on. I've put on a little cargo net here, and of course I've put the unit on here which holds the table, which will unclip and fold. I've now also put on the back door some unit for holding this table, and that's brilliant. I've also, a little thing I've added to already to the Alphard is I've now got a fire extinguisher, and I've got a little cubby hole here which is going to hold my condiments. So this is what I've done so far to the camper. Obviously, to be able to put this cupboard unit in, I had to remove one of these chairs and the rear seatbelt unit. Now, having removed that, that's why the fire extinguisher fits nicely in that position there. I hope you find this useful. Enjoy the montage, and I'll see you all soon.